Oh, holy moly. Last month, something ridiculous happened. Okay, that's like bonkers. That's like really, really, really intense of me to say. Last month, this channel reached 500 subscribers. What the heck, man? That. Uh, uh, what? How? Actually, how? I don't understand. But awesome. Thank you to all 556 of you. Oh my god, I've had 56 more just in the past couple weeks. Anyway, 556. It's time for Q&A. Since there's now 556 of you, I feel like formal introductions are in order. So, hello. Hi, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Jenny. I make videos on here sometimes. I'm a 20-something-year-old, and I'm gonna answer some of your questions that you've sent on Instagram. I put out a call on Instagram for some questions for a Q&A type video, and y'all didn't disappoint. So without further ado, I'm gonna answer some of your questions, and you can get to know me a little bit better. First things first, I need my tea. I am missing tea. It's okay. We're fine. Okie dokie. Let's go. The first question comes from Nicole, who asks, did you grow up in the UK? Love your videos. Sparkle. Thank you. No, I didn't. I didn't grow up in the UK. For those who don't know, I live in England currently. I've been living here for about a year and a half now, and before then, I grew up and lived in Canada. I'm from Ottawa, the nation's capital. I am very proud of my heritage, but saying that, most of my family is from and or lives in England. And so growing up, I was exposed to a lot of, you might call them old-fashioned English traditions and like cultural traditions. When I was growing up, almost every summer vacation that I had off of school was spent in England, visiting my family, and they are all, of course, much older than me. So as a result, I was exposed to a lot of, yeah, I guess you'd call it old-fashioned English customs, like drinking tea. Some old-fashioned expressions that no one says anymore, but was a thing back in like the 50s and 60s. I'm very close to my English heritage and ancestry, but I'm Canadian. I do have a British passport, and I'm a British citizen, which is super cool. It means I can live and work here for as long as I want, but I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Canada. Oh, Amina, coming in with the heavy-hitting questions here. How do you find your sense of self after a huge change or a devastating event? Whew. This is something I have encountered many times over the years. A huge change or a devastating event can obviously affect you in so many ways, and you can feel so lost and so turned upside down. I think the best way to sort of come back into yourself and rediscover your sense of self is to set aside all external factors. So any opinions or specific circumstances that are happening right now, I think what happens is we tend to we'll change our behavior based on particular circumstances. So if there's something horrible happening to us, we might start behaving in a different way that maybe we don't recognize, or if we are involved with someone quite new to us, we might behave differently. It's natural, it's totally natural to do that, but we run the risk of sort of losing track of ourselves. So when something major happens that changes us, that changes how we behave and the things that we're doing, and we feel lost, put aside those things, put aside the outside things, and really, really, it sounds so cliche, but really try to listen to your heart and what's inside. I know that everyone says that, and it's really, really hard. Like, what does that even mean? What does it even mean to listen to your heart? I don't know. But my understanding of that is to think about what makes you feel most like you. What are the things that you like about yourself? What are the things that you value about yourself? Try your very, very best to really pick up and hold on to the things that you love most about yourself, the things that you recognize. And activities. What are the activities that make you feel close to home, close to yourself? Come back down to things that you value, your own personal morals, your own beliefs, if it might be religion, what you do every day that makes you feel like you. There's a really roundabout way of saying that, but I hope you know what I mean. And also, I miss you a lot, and I hope you're doing all right. Mwah. Ooh, I've never got a question like this before. This is from Auburn Inc. on Instagram. One meal, one person, one place. There are so many people that I respect and admire and find incredibly fascinating and would love to just sit. But if I have to choose one, Audrey Hepburn, her famous spaghetti at her house in Switzerland. I think she was a wonderful, wonderful woman who lived through a lot of horrible stuff. Personal tragedies, world atrocities, and yet somehow continued to be a bright presence in people's lives. I don't think I've ever encountered anyone speaking ill of her, despite her going through so much horrible stuff. I mean, money is one thing that can make life a lot easier, but she didn't always have that. I think she is probably the person I would most love to meet in person if I'd had the chance. This question comes from my new friend Ashley from Emily's Pole Fitness. Hey. She asks, what is something you've enjoyed or learned from starting aerial hoop? I started doing hoop just about a year ago and then stopped for about 6 months, and I've restarted again. It's something I've wanted to do for a really, really long time. I think it's absolutely beautiful. There's so much strength and grace and power and control all through it. I just think it's amazing. So it's become my favorite thing to do. It's my form of exercise and strength building, and just, it's where I go to socialize as well. Something that I've enjoyed and learned, something that I've learned that I enjoy is it's helping me get out of this sort of, I think a lot of artists and other people, but artsy people as well, struggle with is envy and jealousy. When you see someone doing something that you're doing and they're so much better at it, they're successful, you kind of wish, damn, I wish they weren't. You know, you feel this envy and jealousy. You wish that you were better than them or whatever. I've learned how to focus on separate individual strengths, that everyone's going to be good at something and everyone's going to be bad at other things. So when it comes to aerial hoop, I am not strong. I am not physically strong. I mean, I'm getting stronger. Check it out. I'm getting stronger, but I'm not physically strong. But I'm flexible. I have good lines. I'm a dancer, so I've got this kind of grace and things that just come naturally to me. Somebody else might be really, really strong, but the flexibility and the sort of moving to music and the sort of like artistry didn't come naturally to her. And other folks that I'm learning with, they might be physically strong, but they don't point their toes, or, you know, they don't have the flexibility. So we have strengths and weaknesses. Everybody does. what you can do with that is, instead of focusing on, oh, she's so much better than me, I hate her, instead it's, look at this thing that she's improved since last week. That's awesome. I'm so happy for her. Because then everybody else is going to see what you've been improving on, and they're going to cheer you on. Or if you really, really suck at something, they don't care. It doesn't matter. If you really, really suck at it, the very fact that you're still trying is what makes you look good in other people's eyes. Really. Like, everyone is there to encourage you. As long as you're having fun, as long as you're trying, everyone is there to encourage you. There's such a great network of supportive people who just want to see you improve and just want to see you have fun. And I love that. I love it. So I have learned that I'm stronger than I think I am, and that people want to see you succeed. They really do. This question comes from Sarah, who I work with. She asks about indoor flowers that she can't kill. She says, I'm useless. Well, I know you're not useless, but I get questions like this a lot, which is cool, which is really cool. I am a bit of a houseplant queen, aficionado. Not really. I'm not a houseplant expert, so don't come to me for that. But my usual suggestions are, when it comes to flowering plants really want sunshine. So you'll most often find flowering plants outside. But when it comes to indoor plants, you can still get the joy of floral plants from more architectural plants, if you know what I mean. My two personal favorites are spider plants, which just have this amazing like firework type of thing to them. They're really resilient. They will let you know when something is wrong. They change colors and they droop and they do all kinds of things to let you know, oh, you're watering me too much, or ooh, I need water. I just love them. And see, that's really exciting. You know, it's fun, it's nice. Green is good. Pothos plants I love because they just have like arms that they sort of entangle and twingle, and I love putting them up quite high and letting them just sort of like wrap around things or dangle. They work really nicely in hanging baskets, as well as along the wall, on top of the high shelf, anything. They're just beautiful. They've got really big, happy leaves that are some beautiful shapes. And they're gorgeous. And again, they respond really well to fixes, you know. They'll let you know, and then you stop watering them, and there you go. Or, you know, vice versa. So pothos plants and spider plants I love. In a similar area of plants that don't need a whole lot of work, cast iron plants and snake plants, they just love to just do their own thing. You can completely ignore them for a while and they just get on with it. But when it comes to flowers, peace lilies. Peace lilies are wonderful. Takes a while for there to be a flower, but one will appear eventually. And also African violets. If you want some nice purple or pink or red, some flowers in a nice sort of bed of green, really rich, deep green leaves, African violets are just glorious. I love them. Check some of those out. Let me know how it goes. And I wish you luck on your indoor plant journey. Now we come to the portion of the show that I'm gonna call Jenna's Question Time. So, my colleague Jenna is, one, hilarious, and two, very enthusiastic when it comes to this Q&A. She sent me like a wall of questions for me to answer, and I'm gonna take a couple of them and answer them today. I'm probably gonna have to save the rest of them for a whole other video, because damn, she sent a lot of questions. First question is a juicy one. She asks, what's your biggest pet peeve? What grinds your gears, girl? Because you don't seem like an angry person. Well, just between you and me, I'm not an angry person. I don't think I am an angry person. I'm more likely to get sad or feel guilty and frightened than I am to feel angry. However, the rare occasion that I do get angry is usually caused by one of two things: misplaced punishment or blame. I hate injustice. It gets me so raging. If somebody is being punished for something they didn't do, especially if that person is someone who's very kind and the rest of the time a wonderful human being, then I'm just raging. I hate it. I hate it. And the second major one, I hate being hurried. Don't hurry me. I have very high standards for myself and very low self-esteem. High standards, so I work hard to reach deadlines, but also to make things good. You know, quality work. If you're yelling at me, hurry up, come on, let's go. That's not gonna make me work faster or better. That's just gonna make me upset. Yelling at someone to hurry up does not make them hurry up. It just makes them panic and stresses them out. If we need to go faster and I'm not going fast enough, don't yell at me, help me. You know, lend a hand, help me out. Do not yell at me, because I will turn and I get so angry. I used to have a boss who, I think it was just part of their nature to just, come on, let's go. And it made me unable to do my job. I just couldn't, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I would get so angry for the first time in my life. I would get that angry. So don't rush me. Don't rush me, ever. Thanks. Do I like cooking or baking? No. Yes. I don't like cooking. I love baking. A lot of people don't understand that there's a difference, but there is a difference, I promise you. The difference being, when you're cooking, you're probably cooking your dinner for the day, what you are going to eat for the day, or your lunch, or your whatever. But you're cooking your meal, you know? So that's your one shot. That's what you're going to eat for the day to give you your nutrients and your sustenance and whatever. Baking doesn't have that kind of weight on it, you know? You don't have that kind of responsibility. So you can ruin it. You can make the thing, and if it sucks, then it sucks. You don't eat it. It doesn't matter. You've still got your dinner. But if your dinner sucks, if you burnt it, if it tastes disgusting, whatever, you have to start all over again, right from scratch. And you risk not having dinner that day. And that's awful. Honestly, if I could exist, if I could survive on slices of bread and apples for the rest of my life, I would. 'Cause I hate cooking. I really, really hate it. Baking, though, if it turns out good, then you have a delicious treat that you can enjoy for a moment and then, you know, put away and then bring it back out again later. You know, you don't really have leftovers when you've made a cake. You know, you don't call that leftovers. It's just, I've made cake and here's cake. But if it sucks, whatever, you throw it away. No big deal. But cooking, if it sucks, then everyone has to eat it. And it's awful. And I don't like that kind of responsibility. That's too much responsibility for me, and I don't like it. Andrew from Vancouver asks, how you so cute and great? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That's just the way I am. I don't know how else to be. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks. But actually, he asks, what's something you've done in the UK that's totally outed you as a Canadian? I love this question because I am forever being outed, basically, as a Canadian. First of all, of course, the accent. It's quite obvious. Can't really hide. It's just there. I open my mouth and words fall out and it's, oh, she's not from here. But I'm always getting customers asking me, are you Canadian? They rarely ask if I'm American, but I also get asked, believe it or not, where in Ireland are you from? People think I'm Irish. Yeah, many people think or have guessed that I'm Irish, and I'm not. I mean, my great-grandmother was from Ireland, from Dublin, but I'm not Irish, so yeah. Anyway, something that has totally outed me as Canadian. Obviously, yeah, the accent, some of my word choices. I work in a clothing store, and my words are things like sweaters versus jumpers, pants versus trousers, and I know that pants are different to pants. There's a difference, believe me. Pants being underwear, where I come from. So, yeah. My word choices, but also something that was pointed out to me over the winter was when I would go out on my lunch break and I would go and grab my lunch and I'd walk outside without a coat. Now granted, I live in England. It doesn't get that cold here. But not most people would go out and put their coat on for their lunch break. But if I'm only going like across over to Tesco and then come back again, then I'm not gonna put my coat on for that, you know, I'm just gonna head out. So the fact that I would go out without a coat was apparently a very Canadian thing to do. I think I'm gonna have to stop this one here because I've been talking for a long, long time. But there are so many more questions that I have yet to answer. I'm gonna make another one of these. Why not? Why not? I'll make another one next week or something. I don't know, sometime. Maybe if I reach 600 sometime soon, then I'll do another Q&A and I can answer some more of these. And I can answer some more of your questions as well. If you've got some, leave them down below. And I'll be very happy to answer them because this is fun. And obviously I could talk for a long time. So, yes, I'm going to end it here. I'm just finishing my tea. Thank you again so much for 556 subscribers. It's great. It's really, really great. Whether you've subscribed for my witchy videos or my plant videos or my occasional vlogs that I have yet to make. I haven't made them in a while. I really, really do appreciate it. Let me know what more you'd like to see. Right down below. Let me know what you're here for, because I'd like to know. And yeah, leave me your questions, anything else you'd like to write down below. It's so much fun and it only encourages me to make more. So thank you, really, really, thank you so much. As always, take excellent care of yourselves and each other. It's a Jerry Springer. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stay groovy, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!